We've just got to the lunch break on day 10 of the Undercover Policing Inquiry. I'm joined by Raphael Schlembach. I got it wrong then, didn't I?
No, you did.
Oh, that's good. Was that right? My pronunciation's terrible. And we've been listening to even more from the former Undercover Police Officer James Thomson. What have you made of it? He doesn't remember much.
No, he doesn't. No, it's good to see him in person. Listen to the audio yesterday. Yeah. And he does appear nervous, doesn't he? He obviously he was being asked questions, very specific to his reporting, to his memory, and he does shift around a little bit. It's clear he's making it up as he goes along, but some of the questioning was interesting, probing him on his memory, even asking him about, why do you not remember? Some of the questioning is about significant events, even in terms of his overall deployment, the gunpowder plot, as we're referring to, and he doesn't seem to remember very much about it. So it's an obvious question: why not?
Yeah, no, I mean it's it's so bereft of any memory. I mean, he said he answers a lot of questions with, "Oh, I would presume so," or "if the report says that." He even asked when we got to the particular questions around what actually happened between himself and the supposed contact where he were buying the gun. He asked for the report that he filed to be shown on screen. Barr was like, "Are you going to follow the script?"
Yeah, absolutely, and he pretty much said yes. I'd rather refer back to what it says on the document than to my own memory, because my own memory is so hazy. But then, when it comes to some details, he is kind of offering a few, right? So he's offering kind of details around who did he meet, was in a cafe, he drove around the corner with them, and so there's some details, but it's clear that a lot of it is based on that script of the documents that he's previously seen. I thought one of the lines of questioning was interesting because to some extent he's offering this story that this kind of plot to buy a gun and potentially kill somebody existed, and Barr was asking about, well, if that was the case, to what extent did you have some involvement in that? And it did turn out that essentially he admitted to saying, yes, without me, potentially this wouldn't have happened, right? So even the kind of plot that he's dreaming up, he has to admit that he played a very crucial role in it.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of broke the golden rule there, right? By admitting some sort of agent provocateur status. It's put to him that, that there was... that on the dry run, the L3 got spooked by the fact that they were stopped by security at customs, and he said, he tried to calm him down and say it was all still worth going ahead with, and it's like, surely he should be discouraging, not encouraging.
Yeah, that was absolutely crucial, isn't it? There's a suggestion that is it L2, L3? L3, was spooked, might have not gone ahead with it. That Thomson actually encouraged it and said, no, got nothing to worry, we'll probably won't get caught, and let's go ahead with it. And so that clearly kind of breaks that golden rule in terms of, acting it out.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I was also found quite interesting was the fact that his managers had been told that it was the other way around, that they were going to be going to Bordeaux first, then Marseille, so they were waiting in Bordeaux, and he waited till the very last minute to let them know that actually they were in Marseille already, and they had to come across France to retrieve the vehicle with the gun inside, meaning that they couldn't tail him when it came to the actual exchange of the gun. I mean, it was all very convenient for him to be pulling subterfuge on his bosses in that situation.
Yeah, there were a few hours that were unaccounted for, right? And I think the inquiry did a good job there, probing into this and kind of figuring out that those hours were significant, and that there was no reason for Thomson to not give his location to his handlers, right? He was able to do that, and he could have said, look, I'm en route to Marseille now, I'm here now, and I'm going to be there at that point. But he kind of just gave them some sort of sense of, can't quite tell you where I am exactly, but everything is in hand, and letting his handlers go to essentially the wrong place, waiting, and then only at the last minute saying, right, we're going to be in Marseille, come over. And it's clear that those kind of few hours allowed him to do what he was planning to do all along. Yeah.
It's, it's so unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah. I think everyone in the room knows, and the questioner knows. And he knows as well, right? I think that's the sort of nervous disposition he seems to be presenting himself. It's obvious that no one's going to believe him, but if he says very little, you also can't disprove what he says, and I think that's probably what he's banking on.
Yeah, absolutely. Aside from that, what have you made of the evidence? There's been a few other things that have been talked about, not in that much detail. I mean, there was a thing about like, the fact that they went to Bordeaux afterwards and had this nice holiday with Sarah, which was a kind of a weird addition. Yeah,
there was some sort of suggestion that perhaps L3 wouldn't have been in that frame of mind of going on a sightseeing tour. He should have been, like terrified to suggest that this car would turn up again and his fingerprints potentially on the weapon or on the ammunition, and nobody in that frame of mind would have gone on a jolly afterwards. Also meeting Sarah, meeting others, and putting other people in danger that Thomson says had lots of respect for, was in love with, and so on. So there's so many kind of open questions that he couldn't quite answer or wasn't prepared to answer. None of it ends up. We've got more to come. He'll be back again this afternoon with more questioning. Is there anything you're kind of hoping he gets questioned about? No, I don't really know what's going to come up next, isn't it? I was saying to you this morning, it felt like yesterday already covered quite a lot, and it now seems to be like the inquiry is going through a particular sort of list of things that it might want to cover in its eventual report. This morning was certainly the question around being an agent provocateur, and to what extent those undercovers actually, kind of invaded people's privacy and directed some of the movements that they were infiltrating. So whatever comes next, I'm not sure what's on their list.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Thomson's back for this afternoon. He's back again for 2 more days next week. Are you going to come on to any more of the hearings?
I'll be in for another time, but not for Thomson.
Oh, fair play. Well, thanks for joining us. Hopefully this is recorded well. I've had loads of technical problems with my equipment lately. I'm using a different laptop. Hopefully they'll all get sorted out. Thanks for joining. I'll see you later on.